So I wanted to start this podcast off real hot, red hot, actually. So, Bo, you joined the Illuminati this past weekend.
I did. Yeah, feels good, I will say. Feels good. Got invited down to D.C. for the inauguration. Hit Zuck's pre-party, hit the Commander-in-Chief ball, met some cool people, saw some friends, made some friends. Yeah, overall it was very fun. Not like the weird initiation I was expecting. I thought I was gonna have to do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I just they were like, "You're cool, you're in, let's go." And I was like, "Oh, this isn't like weird. There's a lot of cool people."
It's because Trump's president now.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Who was the coolest person you met that you didn't meet before?
Well, I'll say that I met Zuck very briefly before UFC 300. Just like said what's up to him, and but like we got to talk for 20 minutes or so. So that was really cool. That was like actually meeting him and talking to him. And the thing I think is cool is just like he's super interested in fighting and obviously jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So he honestly seemed like a bro.
That's
like
cool.
Like a cool guy. You never know what to expect from somebody like that. I mean, he's probably like the third, fourth, fifth richest guy in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's running the biggest social media network in the world. Like, you never know, but he's just a cool dude. Like, down to earth. We just talked about fighting, talked about potential matchups coming up, a little bit about jiu-jitsu, talked about him. He tore his ACL last year, so he's coming back off that, going to start training, and then, just wants to get in a bunch of jiu-jitsu training and potentially get a fight. Like, he's really wanting to get a fight. So,
really?
Yeah, he really wants to.
Like a celebrity fight?
I mean, I don't know who he would fight. Like, I don't really know, but he wants to get one. He's like, yeah, I absolutely want to get one.
How tall was he, Bo?
He was probably like 5'11", maybe 5'10", 5'11".
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably like
athletic build.
170, 185.
What you thinking?
Well, I mean,
you got an idea? Match it up. Let's go.
I didn't say anything. Well, obviously everyone.
Good sparring partner. You guys would be good sparring partners.
Well, I mean, good for me, bad for him.
Oh, is that right?
No, I heard that he actually trains like all the time.
He trains a lot.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
When you have like $50 gazillion, you can kind of do what you want.
I looked up a little bit of like his evolution online, and it's pretty crazy. He started, obviously everybody knows him for the kind of viral clips of him like almost looking robotic and stuff. But after that, he started off his hero arc with a very interesting choice. But his first thing he did that was like super cool was he started getting really into smoking meats.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that. I was like,
start smoking a lot of weed.
Smoking meats, bro. He was like smoking briskets and stuff like that. He got super into it. And then he started training jiu-jitsu, got into fighting. Now he's just like he's fit. He wears dope watches. Like he's a cool guy now. It was like
the conservative arc.
Yeah, conservative. Yeah. I call that like superhero arc. Yeah. Same type of thing, right? Like you can't really be one without the other.
Yeah. But I want to see like...
You just searched Google on Google.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
I do that all the time. I got to get back to the homepage so it looks better.
There you go. Yeah.
You talked with Gordon a little bit. I saw with him.
I got to hang out with Gordon Ryan, John Jones, GSP. I'd never met him. That was super cool. We actually talked probably more. I probably talked to him more than anybody else.
That's so...
hung out with GSP, Tim Kennedy. Then went at the Commander-in-Chief ball. Met a ton of people. Like met a lot of really cool people. Mark Smith, he's the CEO of Smith & Wesson, like a really dope gun manufacturer. Bert Soren from Sorenex. They do all the weight equipment. So all of our weight equipment at Penn State's Sorenex.
Dang.
He's like, they're the best weight equipment manufacturer in the world.
Shout out to them, our newest sponsor.
Our new sponsor, Sorenex. We appreciate you guys. Saw my dude Josh Smith with Montana Knife Company.
Nice.
Best knives in the business. Just whether you need hunting, kitchen, tactical, they're where it's at. So got to talk to Josh for a little bit. And then another guy that was really cool was Brigham Bueller. He's runs Ways to Well.
Oh yeah.
the stem cell
Yeah.
place in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were talking a bunch, just kind of nerding out on, physiology and stuff like that.
That's
Cause he's super into biohacking, super into like optimization. And, so we'll see, might head down there, get fixed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good, but I
Yeah.
can always feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. They're doing great things.
Yeah, no, they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, there's ways to well.
Interesting.
You ever
Yeah,
heard about them? They're awesome.
I've heard like a little bit about
so many
them.
people have gone to them. So,
Yeah.
they're using copper peptides.
Nice.
Interesting. Copper.
Huh.
That's the same main ingredient in 2717.
That's great.
Yeah.
I just switched that out.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to look and see what they're doing. I might have to.
Can you use the stem cells?
Can I use stem cells?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stem cells are totally good to go. Yeah, you can't use like certain peptides and stuff like that. You can't use.
Right.
Yeah, copper peptides are allowed, but like BPC 157 stuff like that, you're not allowed to use. But
Really?
yeah, they've worked with tons of guys. Obviously, a lot of fighters, but then they also work with like Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow. A bunch of different like high level athletes. So they're kind of I mean, as far as in America goes, they're the best. I think worldwide they're allowed to do like different stuff, but from my understanding of it, it's not really like that big of a difference in as far as results go. So
That's awesome.
yeah, might have to check them out.
Huh. Interesting.
What a crew. That's a lot of.
Yeah, bro. And then I met a bunch of other cool people too. Like I'm not even naming, but there was a lot of really cool guys that I was able to chat with and stuff. Just nice people. The cool thing the thing that I liked most about the inauguration was everybody was just having a good time and everybody was super positive and happy, but they were all like straight up killers in whatever industry they're in. It was just like the everybody's killing it.
Yeah.
And but nobody was a douche. Everybody's super down to earth and cool. Like, oh bro, craziest one. So I was sitting at the Commander-in-Chief ball, just like watching. I think Trump was about to go on or about to speak, and so I'm just kind of like looking at the stage, and all of a sudden these people like start to run into me, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? And I turn around, there's this mob of people, like 50 people. I'm like, what is going on? And they're like all looking at somebody in the center, and I'm like, who is that? Who's that? And the mob kind of like runs through me, like parts around me, very center, Conor McGregor.
Oh my god.
And he's like, Bo, how you doing, mate? You're killing it.
No
and
way.
I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, how's it going? He's like, you keep getting that here. He's like, keep up the walk. And I was like, I will, man. Like, awesome. Like, good to see you, bro.
That's
and they just kept going, and I was like, what the hell? Like, it was so random, bro. It was just McGregor in the middle with like 20 security and like 30 other people just mobbing him. It was wild, bro. It was unreal.
That's crazy.
He's like, and it went so fast. It was like a flash. I was like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
They just ran into me, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. And I'm like, I was like, oh, what's up, dude? But he was super cool, super positive. Yeah.
Dang. People love him, huh?
He was having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the only guy I saw that was really getting mobbed.
Wow.
And there were some heavy
Yeah,
hitters in there.
All big time people.
Yeah, there was heavy hitters, you
Dang.
know. So he was getting mobbed quite a bit. But
It's crazy.
Did you talk with Theo at all?
no, I didn't see
Theo
him.
Vaughn?
Never saw him. No, I think that head injury, I think he ended up going to the hospital.
Yeah, did you see that clip?
Yeah.
He got set up.
Did he?
Nah.
Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they set him up, bro. They broke his chair.
Dude, apparently it was like bad. They were in a little bit of a Twitter fight over it. And then
I think they were just getting some
no, yeah,
clicks.
Theo called Logan.
Why were all those dudes on the same little bus?
I don't know.
That's
I don't know
so
why.
weird.
Yeah, it was really weird.
You didn't ride on a bus?
I rode in Suburban like a man.
That's so funny. You just
Dude,
sit
that's so
behind them.
sick.
Yeah.
So I was waiting to tell you this until I've been keeping this from Bo. When Bo originally said, like, yo, I asked Zuck for a +1. I'm like,
Oh,
holy shit. I'm going to meet Donald Trump again. And it didn't click for me for about 5 minutes. And then
You thought you were going.
dude, I'm talking to my girlfriend and I'm like, I gotta go to DC. I don't know how I'm going to do this. And she goes, she talks to me. She pulls me, like calms me down and goes, babe, think about it. Bo has a wife.
He also has Tony. That's funny.
I'm sorry. I should have clarified that. I should have said +1 for my wife. Oh man.
No, but that was crazy that you got to do that. That's such a surreal experience.
It was, man. I didn't want to go at first. I was like, nah,
I know.
I'm not going. Like, I'm not going to do all that. It sounds like a lot. And then a couple people motivated me, and they were like, you need to go to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Everyone we were talking to was like, you have to go.
Yeah. I was like, why? I didn't honestly rolling in, had no idea what was going to go on.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the party was going to be 50 people or 500 people. I had no idea like what anything was going to be like. And everybody was super cool. I made a lot of really good connections.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was good.
That's awesome.
For sure. I'm excited about.
Yeah. Did you meet Logan?
No, never met him. I've never met him. Yeah, just Jake. But I didn't see any of them. Really, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I missed.
Elon or
I wasn't with Elon. I didn't meet him, but Mr. Wonderful, he was at our party.
no way.
Yeah. He looked like he was having a good time. And I made it like a instant connection with this guy named John, and he basically does like all the marketing for everyone in the Republican Party.
Wow.
He's the man. Really cool dude. And then I met his father-in-law, who is Parker McCollum's dad. Parker McCollum is like super famous country music star.
Got it.
Yeah, he's the man. He sings that song. I think I maybe showed you before. It's called Like a Cowboy.
Yeah, you definitely have.
Yeah, bro. That's like one of my favorite songs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he has a bunch of hits. But so I actually got connected with Parker, and he's doing a show at Bryce Jordan on Saturday. So I'm gonna go.
What the heck?
Super random.
Sounds
awesome.
about right.
Yeah, it's super random. But yeah, it was pretty cool. He was like, hey, I'm doing a show in Pennsylvania if you're near there. And I was like, well, where is it? And he was like, University Park. Because Bryce Jordan Center is on campus. And I was like, yeah, that's where I live.
Yeah, that's the town.
He had no idea. He was like, I don't even know like what's going. I think that's like that. Those dudes, if you're on tour, it's just like you're just going.
Yeah,
you're
it's just
not
a blur.
worried about. You're like, where are we?
Yeah.
I'm just go out and do your thing. I'm sure it's a whirlwind, but yeah, it was like such a random,
That's sweet.
circumstance. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Anybody else? It was just great hanging out with Maddie and stuff. She hadn't really been to something like that.
You guys rolled just you two?
Yeah, we just drove down.
That's sweet.
We drove down Monday and stayed Monday night and then came back Tuesday.
Nice.
Bro, stopped at one of a spot we've been. Well, I don't think you haven't been there, but I've shown you this spot before. Levain's Bakery. You remember those cookies I brought to your house?
Oh, crazy.
Bro, we
Yeah.
stopped in. There was one in DC, and unbelievable. Great sponsor, friend of the pod, Levain's.
Yes. Those were,
Shout out to them. I think they're the best cookies ever. I don't
Yeah.
know that there's a better cookie out there than Levain's.
yeah. Also, one of the most expensive.
Yeah. It's worth
Bro,
it.
when
though.
you brought them over our house,
Oh, I was so tight, bro. Tell the story.
and I forget who it was, but they were like, "Oh, guys, don't forget we have cookies," and like Bo was like, "Oh, we were saving those."
Dude,
I was
Five or
so
six like
pissed.
of these nice freaking cookies.
They're
over.
literally like the best cookies. So they're about this big, like maybe 3-inch diameter, and then they're like a 2 inches thick at least.
so dense.
They're so dense. Oh, bro. And then we were there, and what was that for? That was like
It was like
It was-
Easter or
Easter maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. It was like Easter. And so obviously like there's so much food everywhere, desserts everywhere. And I kind of like hid a few of these cookies, just like a couple to try and save. It was like ones that I was saving for
Yeah, because there was
Me
like
and Tony
7
were
other
there.
types of cookies.
There was so many cookies.
Yeah.
There was so much. And then what ended up happening was everybody ate those first. It was like there was 4 dozen cookies, and there was like 6 of the ones I brought, and everybody ate the ones I brought. And I like got half of one or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but they're unbelievable. I gave one to I don't know this. I don't think you know this, but Snyder's like a freaking sweet tooth. Crazy,
yeah, bro. He's always like messaging about crumble cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was talking crumble, and I was like, bro, I'll knock your socks off with these. Like, he's like, really? And I was like, yeah, bro. So I brought him one today. Let me read the text.
Oh, you brought him one?
I brought him. Well, I had an extra. I just happened to because we just got him.
Yeah.
And I was going to eat it, but then I was like, this guy needs to try it. So he said 3 text messages in a row. What's this cookie place called? These make crumble taste like crap. One of the best cookies I've ever had in my life. And I sent him the video, or excuse me, the link. They do nationwide delivery, by the way.
Wow.
He says, I think it's the best I've ever had. I agree. He said, wow, I'm going to deliver. And then I said, the black and white chocolate chip are stupid. He said, golly, I got to try those. Thank you. Yeah, dude. So he's all into it.
Wow.
I didn't know he was such a sweet, he was a guy
Yeah,
like
he is.
that. So
Nationwide delivery is pretty crazy for
crazy.
cookies.
So go look at some of these cookies. Look at the types. So my favorite, I love the black and white. My two
You can get a
favorites.
subscription box of just
That's
cookies.
legit. Keep scrolling down so you can see all the different kinds, I think. Yeah, keep scrolling. There you go. So chocolate chip walnut is their signature. That one, it could be my favorite. It's so good, and it's crazy to think about it because normally I'm a basic guy.
There's some crazy ones in there.
Like I'm a straight chocolate chip guy. Keep it simple. But they add these walnuts in, and it's subtle, but it's so nice. Like
Those look so
unbelievably good. And then the black and white chocolate chip are ridiculous, bro. Yeah. I mean, they're all good, but chocolate chip walnut, 2-chip chocolate chip, and then the the black and white chocolate chip are unbelievable.
Wow, being on a cut sucks right now.
Enough with your cut, dude.
What's this guy talking about? Come on, Ronan.
Dude, this looks...
You can have a vegan, you can have a vegan
gluten-free
one.
Yeah, there you go.
You can have a vegan cookie. Yeah, so we might have to try some on show.
Yeah, a little taste test.
Unbox and tear them up live.
Yeah, that would be a great promotion.
Oh, shout out to Levain's.
Where's their headquarters? Where do they start?
Dude, I want to say it's French, but it can't be French. No, it's New York. It has to be New York.
Yeah.
A story behind a bakery that became a New York institution. Among local cookie, scroll down a little bit. Among local cookie mavens, they're considered as much of a New York culinary icon as Katz's hot dog or a DeFara slice. Tourists bucket list them. New Yorkers line up for them.
Interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
No, they're very good though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We beat Bobby Flay. In 2008, Pam and Connie were challenged to beat Bobby Flay on the show Throwdown with Bobby Flay. The dish, chocolate chip cookies. The result, sweet victory. Wow, they mashed him up.
Good marketing here.
Yeah, bro. I love that.
Dude, crumble cookies are crazy. I read the have you ever read the like nutrition facts on them?
No.
You don't want to.
No.
It's
If I'm eating a crumble
awful.
cookie, I don't really
I don't
care.
think they're meant to be read.
dude, it's like one cookie's like 800 calories.
Yeah,
800 cals? It's not bad.
it's pretty solid.
That is solid. All right, you guys want to get into some articles?
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I say that we call this segment In the News.
Good. I
Works.
like it.
Yeah.
All right.
In the news.
What's been in the news lately? Who wants to start?
Let's go, Ronan. Around the circle.
All right, perfect, cool.
All right,
Ronan's
so
got me?
yeah, we got some
All right.
some
We can
MMA
switch it
talk
up, too.
today.
Yeah. No worries.
I want to hear your opinions on if this Conor McGregor fight with Jake/Logan is actually going to happen.
No. No, that's not happening. And we were able to talk about this on the Chael podcast, which was nice. So if you're listening to this podcast, you haven't listened to the Chael podcast, go listen to it. But no, I agree with Chael, and I don't think the fight's going to happen. I just don't see the interest. I don't think that people are interested enough in that happening to warrant those purses and to warrant what they would want to get paid. If they were going to sit here and say, "Hey, we're going to get paid $20 million or $40 million or $50 million," I would say that's much more likely. And again, it's like, who's going to pay it, right? Like, I don't think somebody's going to throw out $500 million to watch two guys box that are like not boxers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the purses are different, I could see it happening. Or if they just put on their own card. But the other thing is McGregor's under UFC contract still. So it's like he can't just go fight wherever he wants. It's like I don't know what his contract looks like with the UFC, but I mean, my knowledge is that he's not a free agent. I mean, maybe he is, but to my knowledge, I don't think he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He also was quoted saying he was going to slap the head off of Jake Logan and KSI and compared them, or basically said that they're all side jobs.
Here's what they should do. They should do a 4-man bracket. Jake versus KSI, Logan versus Connor, and then winners and losers both fight each other.
Dude,
That's what
That
they
might
should
be
do.
worth $250.
I would pay
Someone
for
might
that.
pay
I
that.
would watch that, but not same night. Like, have it a few months later or whatever.
Oh, then
I mean, same night would be epic, but they're just not going to do that.
dude, they need to start doing that in MMA. Same night fights.
they used to.
They used to, yeah. It's not a thing anymore.
People
But
died. People died.
No. All right.
yeah, I would love to see like those matchups and then the winner take all, man.
Yeah.
You know, do it for. They should just say like, they should have them all 4 enter, guarantee them $0, and the winner gets 500 mil. I don't know. Sounds fun because they were allegedly gonna pay 500 mil for one fight.
Yeah.
So you might as well get 4 fights.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. In the UFC news, a couple fights got announced last weekend. 2 really big fights, actually. Alex Pereira is going to fight Ankalaev on UFC.
Oh, really?
UFC 313. Also, Justin Gaethje is going to fight Dan Hooker, which is a
Really?
banger fight.
That's interesting. I like
I
that.
saw
fight.
someone tweeted like, "Who's trying to just give these guys more CTE?" That funny.
Those dudes love getting hit in the head,
Yeah.
man. They love it.
Yeah, that's
Getting hit in the head for them is like just
normal day.
yeah.
Well, Justin Gaethje could easily take Dan Hooker down, I feel like, multiple times, but he
It
just
could have
won't.
been like every opponent, but
Every
Max
opponent,
Holloway.
Yeah, he could have shot. He does. He won't do it.
What do you think about this Pereira Ankalaev fight? I think that it's going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of UFC fans.
You know, here's the deal. I think Ankalaev's a smart guy. He's going to take him down.
It's got to, right?
He's just going to take him down. I don't think his wrestling is like unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
he's not a wrestler. People think, oh, Russian wrestler. No, he's not a wrestler.
yeah, I'm still going Pereira.
I think Pereira's going to win as well. If Ankalaev like just wrestles the whole fight, he could probably win. But I don't think his wrestling is that good. Like
Yeah,
he wrestled with Paul Craig, and Paul Craig was taking him down.
yeah,
And Paul Craig was reversing him, and so I mean, obviously Craig ended up submitting him, but I feel like not impressed with his ground game, his grappling. He's gonna have to strike with him at some point, and I think Pereira will knock him out.
mm-hmm.
Like he just that's just the reality of the situation.
Wow. Clip this in when it happens, but I think Alex Pereira gets a sub in the
You
fight.
think he's gonna submit him?
Pereira subs.
Yeah, I think Pereira
Wow.
subs
That would be crazy,
Ankalaev.
bro.
I
I
think
could see it.
That's a great bet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lock it in now.
Throw some. I like. That's a good take, Ronan. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
I
It's a
can
good
just-
hot take.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is
Yeah.
the thing. This is the thing. If Alex Pereira is supposedly, people are saying he's the GOAT right now, which is just absolutely blasphemous talk.
Okay, I thought you were
But-
gonna say correct. But
No. But like, if he really is like this insanely great fighter, he needs another method of victory. I don't think he has a sub.
no,
in his
absolutely
UFC
not. I
career.
don't think he has anything in any stats.
I haven't seen him go. I haven't seen him go on the ground in
Jan.
3-4
his
fights.
his fight with Jan Blachowicz, he got taken down and held down for quite a bit, over half the fight.
Yeah. Well, but this is what I'm saying though: is if Ankalaev beats Alex Pereira by the transitive property of geometric shapes,
I'm the 205 champ.
you are the 205 champ.
Yeah. That's a good point. Let's go Uncle Live. I want that belt. I want to be the champ of a weight class I've never competed in. Let's go.
Great point.
All right. Well, Bo, go. Ask Tony here.
Oh, yeah, my turn?
Yeah.
All right, brother. So the article that I found is titled "Creating a Foundation for Real Estate Investing."
Ooh,
Yeah. So
great start.
it was a cool little article. Shout out to James Nelson. This was on Forbes, so you know it's legit. But to summarize, there were 5 kind of key points and takeaways, and I'll just go through them and we'll get your opinion, your takes
Sounds
on
good.
them. You know? So the first one is preparation is key to gaining an edge. Okay. Summary, it says, success in real estate investing hinges on preparation, mastering the market, anticipating challenges, and being ready to act. Preparation includes not just research, but cultivating the ability to adapt in dynamic situations. Here's a quote from the article. Preparation ensures that you're equipped to gain the insider's edge and make informed decisions.
I agree with that. The quote that I think of is, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. And so the preparation part is key for that, because you don't really know what the deal is when you sell, but you do know what you're buying. And so the deals that like I've won big on, I knew once the contract was signed, like no matter what the exit strategy was in terms of like if we're going to hold on to it, if we're going to sell, if we're going to stabilize it and refinance or whatever it was, I knew that for sure this was a moneymaker. So preparation for all things in life is key.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, I feel like a kind of general idea that I heard that I liked a lot, that I kind of go back to from my banker, actually, Dave Richards. He said that everything kind of comes back to like the cost to build. So it's like, what would be the cost to build this property from the ground up right now?
That's a good point.
And it's like, if you can get that number or get below that number, like we're looking pretty good, because the idea like with the market and, prices increasing is like, it costs more for lumber, it costs more for labor, it costs more for drywall, for nails, time. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, that is really why it's increasing, why the market is increasing, why housing prices are increasing, because like it would cost X amount to build that 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and it costs X amount today. Yeah. So it's like, if you can get a purchase of a property at the cost to build or below, it's a good deal.
Yeah. You're not starting from scratch.
No, you're not starting from scratch. If you're paying over the cost to build, it could still be a good deal, but there's a lot of other factors involved. If you're paying it what it costs to build it right now, it's probably pretty.
Yeah, it's a good decent general metric.
General idea. Okay, number 2, understand market dynamics and trends. A comprehensive understanding of economic, demographic, and local trends is essential for identifying opportunities and avoiding costly mistakes. Stay updated through trusted news sources and analyzing neighborhood and market data that can uncover hidden potential. Here's a quote. Studying historical data can provide insights into neighborhood trends, property appreciation rates, and market cycles. If you monitor these trends, you'll be better positioned to identify undervalued properties in areas poised for growth. Thoughts?
I think short-term methods, that's super vital. So if you're doing flips where you're buying a property, fixing it up, and selling it in like a 6-month timeline, or wholesaling, like getting a property in a contract, selling the contract, like those are really important metrics, because you can think that something's a deal, but if you're not aware of the trends, because trends kind of take a while to catch up. So if you're not aware of property prices going down or like pending sales going down, you might buy a property that looks really good right now, like during COVID or right before COVID, things were pretty stable. Then COVID happened, everything dropped. So obviously you couldn't predict that. But then after that point, when things kind of like steadied out a little bit and people stopped having so much fear mongering and chaos going on, the market just skyrocketed.
Right.
So that you can't really predict obviously that, but that's an example of how trends can really change in like a short period of time. And so it really matters for quick turnarounds. But if you're buying long term, which I think most people should be,
right,
then local trends don't really matter as much.
Explain like the pros and cons of like trying to buy something and hold it long term as an investment versus trying to flip something.
Yeah, flips are just, in my mind, like quick capital gains.
Right.
That's why that's the term. It's like, can you increase your bank account quickly through minimal effort and then use that to buy long term is the way I think about it.
Right.
So the goal in my mind is always long term because real estate historically has always gone up.
Yeah.
And so if you can take those capital gains and put them into long term, well, now you have the best of both worlds. But
Right.
it's hard to make a lot of cash quickly if you're buying, a 4-unit apartment building that you're hoping to appreciate 100% over 10 years.
Right.
So the flips are a good addition to that, to where you can make 50 to 100 grand or whatever it is in a 2-month period or a 6-month period. And now you have an influx of cash and you can decide what to do with that. And
Right.
obviously the best thing is to defer those gains into long-term holds.
Right. So we're using flips and wholesaling as a way to, get capital, then invest in that capital in long-term holds.
Exactly.
Nice. All right. Number 3, master financial metrics and budgeting. Analyzing key financial metrics like cash flow, cap rates, and return on investment is critical to ensuring the financial feasibility of an investment. Accounting for all expenses and avoiding over-leveraging protects against potential risks. Here's a quote. Successful investors meticulously assess the financial feasibility of a property before making a purchase. They account for all potential expenses, including property management fees, maintenance costs, and taxes. By doing so, they ensure that their investment aligns with their financial goals and can withstand unexpected challenges. They also take measures to avoid over-leveraging when making an acquisition.
Over-leveraging is real, bro. I did not know that until this year. I started to get involved in some deals that I'm helping out in, and just like seeing from a bird's eye view of how common it is for people to get like severely
Explain what over-leverage is.
Yeah, so it's basically like you put yourself in a position where you're not stabilized and secure. And so a lot of people will go into a deal and run the numbers and maybe over-evaluate what they think they can sustain. And so let's say they buy a property for $100,000 and the bank lends them $75,000. And so the rents can support the current mortgage. So maybe they're breaking even on the rent and the mortgage. And they're like, oh, well, I'm breaking even right now, but in 12 months, I'll raise the rents, a couple $100, and then I'll be cash flowing. And then 12 months later, a new president comes in, or a pandemic happens, or whatever it is, and rents, instead of going up $200, they go down $400, something like drastic like that. Or it's not even
that happens in like where, like bigger cities or all over the place, like in general.
Yeah, it can happen
unexpectedly.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen anywhere, and there's a lot of effects on it, and it's probably not that drastic, but for $100,000 property, it's more drastic.
But let's say, for example, like $100,000 property is probably a single family. Let's say you have rent, your mortgage is $1,000 a month, you're making $1,000, and then for whatever reason rents drop and you're at $800. Now you're losing out on $200 a month.
Yeah.
But let's say now we have 100 doors.
Yeah.
So now you're timesing that by 100.
Yeah.
Right. So now instead of $200 or a month, you're losing
$200 a month on 100 doors.
On 100 doors, right? So
yeah, and so basically, you get in a position where the income from the property can't support the debt on the property and the expenses on the property, and so you can no longer support those payments, and you're now over leveraged, and that can also happen by like pulling out too much equity. So people will like buy a property, it will appreciate, and then they'll pull equity out. And so,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Right. So now like that equity is in the form of debt on the property now.
Right.
And so like they'll over leverage because
they want to buy new properties, or they want to have a lifestyle.
Yeah. They just want the cash, and banks will, appraisals aren't the most valid thing to go off of. So banks will go off of appraisals that maybe that's not the true value of the property.
Right.
And maybe the property can't sustain that number.
Yeah.
So long story short is you're in a position where you're over leveraged on the property and you can't support the debt that's on it. And I'm learning now in the commercial space how common that is,
right,
and how scary it is. And so it's a good lesson for me and everyone else. Like if you're going to buy something, even if it is a single family home, like if it's not cash flowing when you buy it and you're not in a position where you're walking in with some equity, a little bit more than what you're putting down, then it's probably not the smartest purchase.
right. So if like you're gonna put down on $100,000 property $25,000, and you can't immediately sell that property and make that money back,
At least,
right?
Yeah.
Like you should, ideally be, getting an again, you said the appraisal is not always accurate, but like ideally that place is appraising at 110.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not appraising at exactly what you bought it.
Yeah. Because if you go and list it on the market, well,
right,
you're not gonna.
So what are some ways to like ensure that, and you're not doing that as an investor?
I think it just goes back to the first point of preparation, like knowing your numbers and looking at the worst case scenario. Like, okay, if I'm buying it at a 6% rate, what if rates go up to 9%? Like, can I still support the property?
Right.
And what's my plan going? Like, what's my exit strategy going to be? Am I going to sell this property? Am I going to pull equity out? But it's just making sure that you're not getting, cocky and greedy with what that property can sustain. And I think it's just a temptation for, especially like people in my career of like, you buy property, then you buy another property, and you get like used to that.
All of a sudden you have 50 doors, and it's like happens quick, right?
Yeah, and you're making money on all of them.
You don't have that much equity built up at that like early, right?
Yeah, and you're feeling good, and like cash is coming in, and then something happens. So it's just protecting yourself on the front end.
Yeah. Good. Number 4, thorough property inspections and value enhancements. Summary: conducting detailed inspections is crucial for uncovering hidden issues, negotiating better terms, and budgeting for repairs or upgrades. Identifying potential improvements can enhance a property's value. Here's a quote: a detailed inspection ensures that investors are aware of these problems before finalizing a purchase. Talk about inspections a little bit, and then maybe talk a little bit about like, what would a flip look like, value enhancements, and how do you kind of assess that? How do you look at a property and see like the potential of it?
I think seeing the potential is pretty easy for single family homes. Like if you look at a single family home and the kitchen's dated and the bathrooms are old and the roof's like leaking, like those are easy value add opportunities to spot. It's a little more detailed with commercial properties it just comes down to the numbers on that. Like like I was talking about, what are the rents and what is the potential debt. But inspections are key. Like that's my protection for every property that I go to buy. So I always have like a 7 to 10 day inspection period for single family homes, where I can pull out of the contract at any point during that time for any reason.
Yeah.
And so it's really just up to me to be like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. And yeah, it's essential, because then you get locked in contracts, and then it gets weird.
That's interesting, because I wasn't able to inspect this place when I bought it, because it was like, if you don't put an offer in, like if it has an inspection, they're probably not going to accept it.
So the market was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought my last house that way, because sometimes the market is too hot to where it's a seller's market. And luckily I had, my contractor, I just sent like a walkthrough video, and he was like, yeah, you're good. So if you don't like see anything when you're walking it, and then you're willing to take that risk of, anything popping up with utilities or HVAC or anything like that, then you're just taking a risk. But if it's like a fairly newer home or like an updated flip or whatever it is, like you could probably take that risk more. Or if it's just a smoking deal to where that like no matter what pops up, you're buying it deep enough. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right, number 5, last one. Develop a strategic investment plan. A clear roadmap, including target markers, benchmarks, and exit strategies, ensures that investments align with long-term goals. Collaborating experts and leveraging research enables Collaborating with experts and leveraging research enables confident decision-making in competitive markets. Here's a quote. A prepared investor can approach deals with confidence, knowing they have the knowledge needed to gain the insider's edge. Basically just like, what is, if you had to kind of talk about, I mean, we talked about this a little bit with like, you know, wholesaling and flipping to build up some capital and then from there investing long term, but could you go maybe a little deeper into like a strategic investment plan and what that might look like for somebody?
Yeah, I think it just depends on your goals of, do you want cash flow that you want to eventually build up to support your living expenses? That's always a good goal. Do you want to bank on more appreciation? Like, is this a real long-term play that you're going to buy some properties and, you know, reevaluate them in 10 years of what you want to do with that equity that you build up? So I think it just depends on where you're at in life. I think it's never a bad idea to buy real estate, especially if you're going to be buying it as an asset, not a liability, meaning you're not just buying it to live in it, but you're buying it to actually have it produce income for you. Then I think that's always a win. And yeah, for me, it's just, how can I increase my short-term capital gains consistently and strategically enough to where I can dump that into long-term holds, and those long-term holds will build up from single-family homes to small multifamily to major apartment buildings. And so, I don't think you can go wrong with buying and holding. And then it's just, how much risk are you able to tolerate in terms of your quick stuff?
Got it. Cool. Good stuff.
Sweet.
I feel like that was a nice synopsis on how to create a foundation for real estate investing.
Yeah, that was a good article.
Yeah, it was good.
So for Ronan's expertise, I have the article is called "The Psychology of Content Creation." So it's actually combining a little bit of both of our why we share what we share, which I thought was very interesting. So they gave 4 or 5 contributors to why we might post what we do, and so I want to hear your perspective on it. The first one was Helper's High, which I've never heard of. It's basically creating educational content such as tutorials, how-to guides, and it can lead to a phenomenon called Helper's High, which occurs from the gratification that you get from sharing knowledge that assists others, and it actually releases endorphins and a mutually beneficial experience for the creator and the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of like that phenomenon exactly, but there definitely is a sense of gratification every time you post something that like is a tutorial on how to edit something or how to make a certain meal, and then people do it. You know, I think that there's a gratification in it for the person making the video as well, because it's like, oh, I'm helping all of these people, and it's also like helping and fueling like an ego a little bit of, I am an expert in this. And so that's an interesting point, because a lot of people are making educational content nowadays and only making educational content, which is like great, but it's also like it might get super saturated if you don't have a like certain style to yourself.
Yeah, have an entertaining aspect of it.
Yeah, or not even like entertaining, but if you don't have your own like your swagger or way to stand out, it's just you're gonna fall by the wayside. Like I think that everyone's super unique, and that's what makes creators, because they tell like their own specific story. So if you don't put your own style behind it, then it's like you're just making like what everyone else is making.
Yeah, that goes to this next one, personal expression and identity. So content creation serves as a platform for that and allows individuals to articulate their thoughts and beliefs and experiences that maybe they don't share on a daily basis in person or in other realms. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the new way of making friends in like elementary school, you know, because there are like when you get shoved in these elementary schools, like, you don't get to really pick who you're around. But on social media, like these algorithms, and then if you join like these certain communities, you can kind of pick who your friends are. And if you guys have have shared interests with these people, it's pretty easy to become like friends with them and sense of community. So I think that that's like huge for 2025 is I think that there's going to be a lot more digital community building in the content creation space. And the person that's going to win is the person that can build the biggest community of like-minded individuals.
Yeah, that was one of the other ones of community and shared interests and how we're social beings and that digital landscape offers, a unique opportunity. Do you think that adds to our normal social life or takes away or a little bit of both?
I think it adds to it a lot, actually, because the people that I think that everyone needs to balance it, because obviously, I mean, at least from my experience, I don't want to be looking at a screen all day. And some of these groups, like, that's just what you're on in order to interact with these people. I think you need a balance between having like a real life group of people that you can bond with and get together with, and rather than just have like everything online, because there is something to say about having a genuine human interaction in comparison to just typing through a screen.
Yeah, it's a balance. Influence of social approval. So one of the reasons that maybe we post is for the drive for individuals to be well received by others, and then the positive feedback loop of likes, comments, and all that validation.
Yeah, I think it's something that's old as time on social media. It's like you want to post something. Or some people, they just want to post something so like they can prove that this is who they are. It's like the idea of like someone buying or renting a Lamborghini and posting it like they bought it. They want the approval of like, oh, I did this, and they want people to say, oh, look at me. Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna change, unfortunately. But
the last one was emotional contagion. Sharing content that elicits strong emotions can lead to that effect where audiences adopt the emotions conveyed through the content. So basically it's saying, that emotionally charged content can create some type of social bond or shared experience between viewers.
yeah, the whole like emotional content, I think in my way of relating to it is like storytelling, because people resonate with, why do we all like superhero movies, or why do some people like anime? It's because you see this character grow as an individual and then eventually they achieve something. It's the same thing with these emotional videos. It's like they're trying to tell I shouldn't say trying to tell their story to invoke emotion, because I don't think that that's 100% true in all of it. Some of it's informational. But I think that the more that you can be a storyteller rather than just a robot on social media, the more effect that you can give to your audience. So if you're wanting to start creating content, I would say the main thing to start off with is like, who are you, and like, what is your story, and what are you trying to do? What are you an expert in? Because these things, and explain how you got there. These things make you, I'm sound like a broken record, but make you a little bit more unique than the next person that's in your same niche. So yeah, I think that as far as the emotional connection building, I think that it's definitely something that's growing in a lot of these different niches in today's like map of social media. It'll be interesting to see how everything unfolds, especially this year with everyone jumping on the bandwagon.
What do you mean?
I think that everyone, like, this is the year that everyone's going to try and build a personal brand. Everyone's going to start posting more on YouTube. Everyone's realizing that the power of social media, how you can take a brand from poor to insanely high grossing in one post, which is like in reality never been possible until TikTok and Instagram Reels and all these things. So
yeah,
it'll be cool. I'm excited for this year of content because I think it's going to be super impactful. Like what MrBeast is doing, who would have ever thought there would be a $150 million TV show ran by a YouTuber 5 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not over just yet. I'm not caught up either.
It's not over?
No. I think there's like 10 episodes or something.
Got it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. We'll have to get caught up and then we'll...
Dude, that looks crazy. I want to host our own with the
Yeah.
wrestling team.
Sweet.
I want to host like a Beast Games esque show with the college guys.
Yeah.
And give away like $25,000 or something.
And then we got to do one, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's a given, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun to get like a bunch of guys together, and then we'd have to put some thought behind it. We should do it in the summer or something.
Yeah. It'd be
I want to
huge.
host it in the wrestling room and get approvals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, would be like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, got to start on the mat and make it. We'll try to make it 24 hours or something.
That'd be fun.
Stay in the sauna for as long as possible.
Probably won't get approvals for that.
We got to make sure they don't die.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Dude,
It could be like, we'll be like, all right, you leave right now and we give you one crisp cold. Like that'll be the first thing.
Yeah.
It's like, leave right now and we'll give you a whatever, you know? But then make them do challenges. Like we can make them
wrestle.
Last challenge is just a match. And they've been up for 24 hours straight and they just have to do a match. Doesn't matter who it is. It's like,
I've actually, so in high school, I would do these things called the 24-hour lock-ins.
yeah. Oh,
Mike
bro,
Mal.
imagine videoing those.
Yeah.
But like, just do that like Beast Games type.
Yeah. Mike Malanconico developed them.
Yeah.
He patented them when he in
That's
high school. Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah. And yeah, so it was basically 24-hour workouts, one workout on the hour every hour.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's dope. And so the first time I did it, I did all the workouts during the day, and then at night I would try to sleep, and I learned after the first one, like, you can't do that. You can sleep during the day, but at night, like, your body goes into REM so quickly, and then you wake up and you
can't do it.
Yeah, you're so groggy. So I like powered through that one, but what made me think of it was the very last workout is like Shark Tale, like free, like King of the Mat. Yeah. And so like you wrestle like 7 matches. Yeah. And
Bro.
And the second one I slept during the day and then stayed up at night, and I like smoked it. It was mad fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bro, let's do that, and let's just do like we'll get however many guys want to do it, and then it'll be like, all right, right now you got 20 minutes. You got to get as many calories on the bike as you can.
Yeah.
Bottom 5 are out.
Yeah. Yeah, those are like the perfect ones. Yeah.
Dude.
And then we'll wait like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Cater in some Jersey mics.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, all right, as many reps as possible pull-ups. Or no, well, instead of, I don't like pull-ups. I like just hang.
These were the
Wow.
exact workouts.
Yeah,
we did.
Long. See how
We
see
did
how long you
longest
can
hang. We did most pull-ups. That's when I like post the picture.
Yo,
and my
actually, I
hands
just
roll.
I'm gonna get real sick and twisted like Mr.Beast. I'm thinking like we'll be like, all right, guys, here's the deal. We're going just most pull-ups, gonna win a prize. We're gonna give you guys like, we're gonna go most pull-ups in the next 5 minutes. You win $500. Rep them out. And then we'll make them do as many pull-ups as they can. And then we'll be like, all right, now here's the deal. Hangs. Whoever hangs top or first 3 to drop are out. So if they do like a ton of pull-ups and won the $1,000, like they're going to be more likely to drop. And then they're going to be out.
Can you tell me where you ended Beast Games?
We're like barely.
We are halfway through the first episode.
Oh, never mind that. Never mind.
yeah.
I want you guys to catch up because there's...
And then we could do like, we could do just some, I'm trying to think of like something like just stand on one foot.
Yeah, those are like the kind of things he does.
It's like simple. Just like, all right, everybody get in a circle. All right, everybody stand on one foot. All right. First 3 to drop are out.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
just
that's
walk away.
crazy how he blew up on YouTube for doing videos like that.
I mean, it makes sense. It's so entertaining. It's
Dude,
like the most
so
entertaining you can get.
It's like,
After watching Squid Games, I'm imagining Beast Games is like the PG version of Squid Games where people aren't getting shot, right? You know?
yeah. No, it's a good analogy, I guess.
Yeah, we'd have to figure out like a balance of things that it's not just, you have to balance, you know, some just random luck, some strength and conditioning, some mental challenges.
Yeah.
Like I want to be like, all right, divide yourselves into groups of 5 and then be like, designate a captain and then be like, all right, captain, you have to eliminate one person from the group right now. And it can be yourself, but you have to eliminate one person.
You have to do like when they're sleeping, you just put what does the fox say on repeat?
Does the fox say? No, that'll be on the whole 24 hours. For sure. That's going to be on the entire time. Yeah, dude. Oh, we need to write some of these down.
Yeah,
Dude,
you would create a good one.
If you wanted to do this, we could figure out a way to do it.
No, I'm so in. I'm like, for real, I want to do this. I've been wanting to do this for years, a couple years.
I don't know.
Before Mr.Beast, actually.
Yeah, actually, when did he get big?
Like a while ago, like 2018.
Yeah, I thought about this in like 2014.
Yeah.
All right.
Our
Well,
freshman year.
gosh, forgot how old you guys
Yeah,
are.
bro. All right, so let's start working on it and let's plan it for like May or June, like right when school's over and season's over. So actually, we should do it. We should do it in May or April because school will still be in, but season's over. So we'll have a lot of people
Good
that can
sweet
just
spot.
do whatever.
And we should do it. We should do it at American Top Team. That would be a lot easier.
That
to
would be
get.
a little more.
Yeah,
It
no,
would be
that, I
easier
like
to get
that.
permits done with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we won't have to like, but the Penn State Wrestling would go way more viral.
True.
Yeah.
We can maybe do like the first event there.
You have to run. Last
Dude.
or get a ride or scooter
You have to figure out a way.
to get to blank. No, you know what else we need to do? Another video. I did this when I was a freshman. I don't think you did this with us. It was a bunch of people. Yeah, you definitely didn't do this. But we started at
Large amount of people. Tony was
we
not
started
there.
at Pagula. We started over at Pagula, and we had to make it to the Lion Shrine, and it was like cops and robbers. So there was a dozen people that were the cops, and they had little. It was like these perforated bags filled with flour, and then the robbers just had to. And we started at 10 p.m. It was pitch dark, and the robbers had to make their way from Pagula and touch the Lion Shrine. And if you saw somebody, you had to try to throw the bag of flour and hit them, and it would leave like a big spot on you. It would like explode on you and leave like a huge. It was like you got
That's
shot.
Awesome.
Yeah, but we should do that. But instead, let's get like airsoft guns with like or paintball guns, and just be like, boom, boom, boom on campus. It might not work, but but just like they're running, and the cops get cars. The robbers are on foot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not that hard.
To what?
Get to the Lion Shrine without getting caught.
It would be tough.
No, dude. In pitch black?
Yeah, bro. There's people in cars riding around
cars.
they're looking for you.
I could take the long way around.
There was there's like a
There are boundaries?
designated,
Okay.
there's boundaries. You can't
All
just
right,
go
all right,
like,
all right, all right.
you can't just go to like North Atherton and then
Just
like,
gonna
come around.
start making my
And you
opposite
can't-
way around the earth.
You can't puppy guard the shrine either. You had to stay like outside. So it was like, you're going to meet up at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you're just super, super sneaky, which I was. Because I made it.
All right, I gotta go.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.